If you've ever spent 3 hours researching a decision that should have taken 3 minutes or rewritten an email 15 times because you didn't want to sound like too much, my friend, you're not alone. Today, we're talking about a habit that looks a lot like productivity, but feels like exhaustion: overthinking. Let's talk about how to calm that internal alarm system so you can finally move from analysis paralysis into aligned action without burning out or bulldozing yourself. We're going to explore the real science behind overthinking, and I'm going to share 3 body first practices you can use anytime you feel stuck, frozen, or spiraling. This is How to Lose the Weight, and I'm Holly Toscanini. Overthinking is like a hamster wheel for the mind. The faster you run, the less you move. And for many of us, especially women in midlife, we have gotten so used to living in our heads that we've forgotten how to listen to our bodies. But here's the truth that no productivity coach or guru tells you. You don't have to have an action problem. You have a safety problem right now. When your nervous system doesn't feel safe, your brain doesn't greenlight action. And this isn't because you're lazy, flaky, or unmotivated. It's because your body is doing its job, which is trying to keep you from danger, even when the danger is just sending a pitch or signing up for a dance class. So let's start by debunking a myth, okay? Overthinking isn't procrastination dressed up in yoga pants. It's a biological safety response. Here's what's happening under the hood. The amygdala, that little almond-shaped part of your brain that manages fear, cannot tell the difference between a lion chasing you and an uncomfortable email sitting in your inbox. So, every time you face uncertainty, risk, or the possibility of judgment, your body acts as if your safety is at stake. It floods you with stress hormones, your heart rate ticks up, and your breathing gets shallow. And that logical mind, your prefrontal cortex, quietly goes offline, leaving you spinning in what I like to call that sort of thought tornado. That's why you can't read. That's what every self-help book doesn't tell you this. You can take every course out there and you're still going to feel frozen because your body doesn't respond to logic. It responds to signals of safety. And if your body doesn't feel safe, it's not going to let you move, no matter how motivated you are. So this is so true for women in midlife because we have spent decades being the glue, right? We're keeping households, careers, relationships together. So our nervous systems are often wired for hypervigilance. We're scanning for everybody else's needs, trying to prevent chaos, make sure everything's okay. And somewhere along the line, we stopped asking ourselves if we feel fine. Overthinking, then, isn't a flaw. It's an overdeveloped survival skill. But here's the good news. You can retrain it. And the training starts not with your thoughts, but with your body. When you notice your mind spinning, don't try to think your way out of it, because you can't logic yourself out of a state your body created. What you can do is interrupt that loop. Now, this tool is called the 90-second research, and it comes from Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor's neuroscience research, which shows that a stress response, that chemical surge of cortisol and adrenaline I was talking about, really only lasts for about 90 seconds unless we refuel it with thought. Pretty interesting, right? So here's the move. The moment you notice you're in that overthinking mode, the what ifs, the maybe laters, the what if I should just wait, pause, stop. Move your body for just 90 seconds. You can walk around the living room. You can shake out your hands and shoulders. You can stretch like a cat. You can step outside and get some fresh air on your skin. You can splash your face with cold water. If you want bonus points, you can even say out loud, I'm choosing to move this energy, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're discharging the stress instead of sort of marinating in it. And you're going to notice something fascinating. After about a minute, your thoughts are going to quiet down. Your breath is going to slow down. And suddenly, what felt impossible 5 minutes ago starts to feel doable. That's your body signaling, whew, we're safe now. We can move forward. The second tool is the one sentence decision. When we overthink, we convince ourselves that the more information we have, the safer we're going to feel. So we gather, we analyze, and we compare until our brain is a spreadsheet. But clarity doesn't always come from data. It comes from direction. So here's how to find it. Take a deep breath and then say to yourself, right now, what feels the most aligned is, and then fill that blank with the first thing that comes to your mind, your gut instinct. And then notice how your body responds. Does your chest open or tighten? Do you feel a sense of lightness or pressure? Does your body lean in or pull back? The nervous system is constantly communicating through sensation. Your intuition lives in those signals, not in that mental debate. And if it feels expansive, that's your yes. If it constricts, that's a not yet, not never, just a not right now. This one sentence filter can cut through the noise because it reestablishes a partnership between your brain and your body. You're not asking for permission from your mind. You're asking for feedback from your whole integrated self. Now that your body's calmer and your intuition is online, it's time to rebuild confidence through the 24-hour experiment. Here's what you're going to do. Choose one small, low-stakes action, something that takes less than 24 hours, and just do it. Send the email, make the phone call, buy the journal. Then, instead of judging the outcome, observe the experience you have as you do it. Ask yourself, how does my body feel now that I've done this thing? Do I feel relief? Do I feel expansion? Do I feel curiosity? Those are all signs that your nervous system is reclassifying action as safe. The goal isn't to crush your to-do list. It's to teach your body that forward motion doesn't equal danger. Every little experiment becomes an entry into your safety journal, tangible proof that it's safe to act, to try, to pivot. And the more evidence you collect, the faster momentum is going to build. You start to notice, hey, I can send an uncomfortable email and I survive. I can make decisions without second guessing myself. I can act before I feel 200% ready. That's not confidence borrowed from the outside. It's confidence built from the inside out. So let's zoom out for a second. Why does this work so powerfully? Because when your body feels safe, your brain sort of reboots. Cortisol drops and your prefrontal cortex, the logic and planning center, really comes back online. You stop catastrophizing and start problem solving. And at the same time, your dopamine levels rise, giving you a little hit of satisfaction every single time you take action. That little chemical high becomes your built-in reward system for momentum. And the best part, your sense of self-trust expands. You start to recognize that safety isn't something you earn through control or preparation. It's something you create through presence. And that's the difference between forcing yourself to act and allowing yourself to move. You don't have to fight your nervous system. You got to partner with her. So let's talk about readiness, that elusive moment so many of us are waiting for. We think confidence is going to appear once we've gathered enough information, saved enough money, lost enough weight. But readiness isn't a condition. It's a feeling. And that feeling is generated by our nervous system. See, when your body feels safe, you interpret that safety as readiness. So waiting to feel ready before you act is like waiting for calm water before learning to swim. Here's the reframe. You don't act because you're ready. You act so your body can learn that taking action is safe. When you practice that enough times, readiness becomes your default. Now that you have the tools, let's talk about how to make this your new rhythm and not just a one-time fix. There are 3 daily rituals that can help keep you anchored in safety and motion. 1, ground before you scroll. Before you pick up your phone in the morning, just take a minute to arrive in your body. This one has been a game changer for me. 1 hand on your heart, 1 on your belly, 3 slow, deep breaths. Remind yourself, I am safe. I am here. I lead my day. Then, micro movement moments. Set a timer for every couple of hours and just move. A stretch, a shoulder roll, a dance break in your kitchen. Motion is medicine. It tells your nervous system that you're alive and adaptable, not frozen in fear. Finally, the evening evidence list. Before bed, write down 3 ways you showed up for yourself today. Decisions, boundaries, moments of courage, whatever. You're not tracking productivity. You're tracking trust. This daily proof trains your brain to see momentum as familiar, not foreign. These are your anchors, tiny practices that bring the body back online so your intuition can lead again. So, my friend, if you've been thinking about starting something, launching a project, changing direction, or even just saying yes to a new season in your life, stop waiting for certainty. It's not coming, but safety. That's something you can create right now in this breath, in this body. You're not behind, and there's nothing wrong with you. You're simply learning to listen to yourself again. And that, more than anything, any strategy, any system, is how real reinvention begins. So if you're ready to find out where you are on your reinvention journey, whether you're still in overthinking mode, experimenting in motion, or ready for full expression, take my free 5-minute midlife reinvention quiz. You'll get a personalized blueprint that shows you exactly where you are on your path and your next best step to real embodied momentum. Plus, you're going to get personalized tools and resources based on your answers. Thank you for listening to How to Lose the Weight. If today's episode resonated with you, if it helped to quiet your inner chaos, please share it with a friend who maybe is a little stuck in her head. Because the truth is, we don't need more overthinking women. We need more women in motion, trusting themselves and leading from their intuition. Thanks for joining me, and bye for now.